Deep breathing. So the the concept of sink the elbow, relax the shoulder. You hear that a lot when we're going through any of the Tai Chi forms. You hear sinking the elbow, relax the shoulders. But um, even though it's a concept, we don't apply it to every single movement that we do when we go through the form. Just the obvious ones, right? Because when we go like this, we sink the elbow, relax the shoulder. But the thing is, what about when you lift like this? You have to sink your elbow, relax your shoulder. Now, one of the things you don't want to do is when we expand up like this, you don't want to pull your shoulders back, because then that pulls it out of a line. So a lot of times, and how you recognize that is if you put your palms together like this, then you open it up to 45 degrees, right? And you sink your elbows. If you feel the shoulder here, it should be kind of cupped forward, and that's because your back is rounded. So when you're here, if you go to the corners and you sink your elbow, like when we're in a single whip position, typically it would be like this. This is pulling your shoulders back. So when you pull your shoulders back, your elbow is going to line up with the side of your body. When you have your hands in the 45-degree position and you drop your elbows, then your shoulders are not in line with the side of your body because they're cupped. It's hollowed. It's rounded. It's rounded because when we go like this, the back ended up rounding to this corner. Okay. So that's a relatively important position, because a lot of times when we go to this position, this one would kind of line up with the shoulder. And this one actually is a little bit cupped, because if it's over here, your hands would be like that, you see. So this is where you have the 135-degree position. So, cupping that like this actually is rounding. So it's hollowing in here and hollowing over here. So that's an important point to remember. So when we have this position and we're here, like in the single whip position, essentially when you lift your hands up in front of your body and you go like this, then your torso is in that cup position, and you're sinking your elbows, like when we're doing the kicks and we open, then we don't have the shoulders way back. So, but when you open, don't have them too vertical, let them flare out a little bit. So you're like this. So then you have an arm position that's not like this. It's more like this. So that circle gives you the lines that don't look so abrupt. Because the 24 movement as a universal form, even though it's done everywhere as a health exercise in a lot of the hospitals and community centers across the globe, it's also used in competition. So in competition, because it's universal, it's really how it looks. So you want that fullness to be there. In the side where they're doing it for health and wellness or whatever, it just varies based on who's doing it and when people started and so forth. Because it's a universal form, you might get very young people doing it at some of the universities. If you're at it's like the Beijing Phys Ed University, it's one of the courses in Phys Ed. You learn Tai Chi, you might learn Wushu, you might learn whatever, because those are part of the things people learn in gym. So a lot of people learn it that are not involved with martial arts schools, or not even wanting or have an interest in martial arts. It's just it's a curriculum, and it's a requirement in some cases. So when the hands go like that, we have this. That's sinking the elbow. I think last week we talked about when we go reverse in repulsive monkey, that when we fold the hand and the knee, that when we get to this position and we start to expand, we have to sink and relax the elbow to finalize your position in order to get that stable position and finishing the position. But finish the position by feeling the elbows let go and the shoulder dropping. Okay. So that's a part of feeling. Your sensory system has to detect that. So we also have sinking when we go to ward off, and then we separate the hands and pull down. The first thing you have to do is sink the elbows and the knees, and then you roll back. And then you go to the rear corner and fold, and then you come back and press forward and draw back, down, and create that roundness. Now when we're here, brush knees, the same position, ward off, we roll back, because we turn to the corner slightly when we ward off like this, but then we turn the body slightly to give yourself a line to draw that's going to go across the front of your body, fold, and then come and merge the forearms. So you press, and then separate the hands, and then sink the elbow, and then sink and push out. So coming in front of the body is more natural than doing this. Because when you're here and you rise and then you start to divert, it's actually out of line with the natural direction of movement, because the most natural line and the most, say maybe the most efficient and practical direction is coming right to your center, right? Because your center is where your force is coming, your strength is coming towards your center. So if you come out, you're kind of reaching. You see what I mean? It's very unnatural to do that. You wouldn't pull a cart like that, right? If you had a rope and you're going to pull something, would you pull it like that? You wouldn't, because you don't have any leverage. You would first face it and pull it towards yourself, right? If you're pulling something, wouldn't you pull it this way? Like when they do that tug of war thing, or whatever it is with the rope, and they have a series of people and they're all pulling, and they're not even pulling toward themselves, they're kind of dropping back because they want to add their body weight to the rope. And where's that rope? The rope is going through everybody in one straight line. You don't see the rope going like that, right? It's impossible to do that. So no one would be pulling out there, because it's not the natural line. So when you're going through the ward off and then roll back, you would want to pull it towards yourself as that line. But you can't bump into yourself, so you'd have to turn. Now when you turn here, you say, well, that's kind of going out. It's veering off to the side, right? But it's not really veering off to the side because my body turned. So if the line is from here to here, then if I pull down here, there would be my opposite side, right? But I don't go there. I turn, and I only turn 45 degrees. So where's the line go? It goes over to here. And then I fold, coming back toward my center, I cross, and then here's your leopard tiger pushes, spring the mountain. So you can see when we ward off and we turn the rope out, we're setting up the direction of your movement so that it becomes very natural directionally. So natural directionally is how we move our joints, because the joint is designed to move a certain specific way. So when we do this exercise, it's as close as you can get, because you can't make the circle with your arms by your side and you're going around. You can't. This hand doesn't want to go through my leg, so I have to go a little in front of my leg to go by, right? So anything that we do that's here is sort of the natural motion. Now, when it gets to here, it has a limit. The joint's not going to allow you to go beyond shoulder height unless you turn. And then when you get to here, it has a position. Then when you turn, it comes down. So your circles are actually as close to your body as it can, and it comes to here. Then we go like this, and we're here. So that's how important your torso is when it rotates around the spine. So your spine actually is turning like this to let you do this. It's turning like this to let this side do this. And when you combine the two, even though we don't see it, it's actually happening in your back, in your spine. Otherwise, you couldn't pass your body. So that's just to give you an idea that it's something, once I bring it out as something that happens, then it starts to make sense. Because when we do it, we just see the hands making circles out here. So when we do this, if we know this line, then when you turn, and we turn, then the hands are just going to follow and track just the way we've been doing it. Right? So when you're doing the kicks, and we come up, the elbows are like this. And the elbows are like this. So that's how our body has to figure out those lines in space. So alignment of the movement, tracking the movement. If we're only thinking of the aesthetics of motion, then you have to follow those lines. Because those lines create the patterns. And those patterns are what you have to keep full enough to be compatible with your anatomy, the size of your length of your arms, the width of your shoulders, the size of your feet. It's all kind of proportional. So that's something that every individual has to kind of figure out as you go through it, and then your movements will be, much more precise, much more accurate. Okay. So let's go through that one more time. The 24 movement. Look for those lines. Here's the turn. Here's the step. Shift your weight. Plant the foot, and then we're here. Now we're going to turn. Find your center, just brush knee, go to the back. Fold the elbow, and you come forward. And then we do it again. Half step forward. Set your hands up, sink. The softening of movement is releasing, you're sinking. There's solid and empty, and then you're sinking and relaxing. So that's your releasing in the movement. Here's your grasp the sparrow's tail. Sustain the position to turn. Hold the ball again. Step out. Ward off. Roll back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we turn. Form the single whip in the corner. Then turn away from your body, the shoulders like this. Then we turn back. Step. Step, so you have your horizontal hands. Then when you're final, you hook your wrists, your hands by the shoulder, separate the shoulders, shift your weight, sink, fold, palm strikes face, Step to the corner, scoop up, and kick. Down and up. Hold and turn. Scoop down, release, lift, and drop. Hook your wrist. Scoot down right up the leg. Press down, lift up, and relax the elbow. Hook, turn, scoot down, go up, lift, and press. Relax the wrist, lift and press and push. The Jade Lady Work Shuttle. Jade Lady Work Shuttle. Go to the back, fold the elbow, insert the needle, fan through the back. Turn, parry and punch. Leopard and Tiger Springs to mountain. Turn, sink down, lift up, and press. Then close. So Golden Cocker, when you lift the knee, you have to sink the elbow. You lift the knee and sink the elbow. So don't just lift and lift. You have to sink. You have to relax into that position and then press this hand down. And then lift and press. So the elbow is sinking. So as you lift. So your shoulder has to relax. Yeah, sink. It's not like those aerobic instructors that go like this. It's not that. I see them at the senior centers doing aerobics. And I thought, oh, they're doing that. They're thinking of, but they're a little too physical. We just go up and relax. Relax. Yeah. So that's what we try to do is find out, develop the structure and integrity of your position and strength without too much tension and force. Okay, so let's go through 42. We'll go through 42 quickly. I'll put this inside here. I think it works better. Oh. Okay. Ready? So it's as windy as the other day. Okay, deep breathing. So any section you want to review or go over? Just anybody? Arena? Downward posture? Which one? Which downward posture? Oh. Oh, the one in the end. Yeah, so this you're scooping down. You're scooping down like this, and then coming up. You cross your hands, and then you're in this position for cross hand. Yeah. So and then you're pressing. This is a press. Yeah. So I mean, different styles has same cross hand. It's just so helps you come up, and then you press as you finish the movement. Then you step over to here. Now, the other downward posture, the one that comes from here, from here. So we're in this position. We're here, and then we turn like this. Then we come to this vertical elbow position, and then we go to this elbow position, and then this one kind goes down the leg. So it's kind of splitting. So you're here, and then you're splitting like this. And then this hand comes in through here, and then you come down to here. And then you come behind here, come down the leg, and then scoot up, and then to here. So when you're here, you're turning to here. So this is this position, but then you're going to come down the leg. So when you're here, when we turn like this is going to do this. This way, invert the hand. So we're like this. Then we're like this as a position, and then we're like this. And then you're going to come through here, cover, and then you're going to punch down, cross the hands here. And then you're going to step up, go here, turn your fingertips down here, and then you go up to 7-star. Yeah, then you put your fists on the side, yeah. Yeah, so it should be this. This should be a fist. Yeah. Yeah, because then you're like this. Yeah. Because you turn like this, it's in your center here, your nose and your knee. So the forward hand, like if you're using a spear or a sword, would be like this. If it's this hand, then it's the nose, the knee. Nose, the knee, and to the back leg. So because, depends on where your tailbone is. Because we're here, you're going through there into that front leg, yeah. So, before the golden cock, after the golden cockerel, when you go 1, 2, 2, 3. I'm doing it on the back, wrong side. 2, 3. Yeah. So you're not square like this. You're a little angled like this. Yeah. So anytime you're thrusting like this, your body's slightly angled in the leaning position for the alignment. Yeah. So when we're here, let's just do it from here. Where are we? We're here. We're going to turn. Where are we? Okay, we're here. We're here. 1, 2, 3. Step up like this. Cross behind. Turn with a vertical elbow. And then you're going to stroke around and do the elbow into this direction. You're like, and then you're here. Right? So you're kind of, yeah. So you're actually your arms over here. Over here. Don't overturn. Yeah. So you're here. So you kind of like this. So it's not like this. You're like this. And then this hand's going to go like this as you go down. So this comes down the leg and then ends up here. You shoot this hand out, step up, go down, come up, and you're here. Then you retreat, and then come down to this side, and then this is going to come up, and then you're going to step down and do a lotus kick, and then draw down, make the circle, and beat the tiger, or draw bow to shoot tiger. And then step up and do the grasp the sparrow's tail. Roll back, fold and press, and so that's it. And then you close the form, just like typical. Sink the elbow. That's the same elbow. Sink the elbow. Keep this a little bit rounded, and merge. Yeah. Yeah. See, like anything, because we're moving, our hands actually are part of that motion. So it's not here, then we move the hands, that it's not connected. So when you're down here, and then you come back to center, then you're opening and closing. So here's the reach, here's the down, here's the up, and here's the open, and there's the close. So time, yeah. See, you almost have to build a sense of your body moving in the direction of your movement. So if I'm going in that direction, then my arms are going that way, and my body is shifting that way. Because my arms are going down, my body feels like it's going down. So your whole torso is as if it's sinking. So that's releasing. Because we're coming up, your body feels like it's gathering and then lifting. So your body is simulating the motion, and it's part of the visualization of the motion. As if you see your body going down, and then it's going up, and it's closing. So if we had like arrows on our shirt, you would see those arrows going up and down, and turning and moving, as if it's tracking those movements. But we don't see the torso because it's pretty flat generally, because we only see this, right? So it makes it so that you can't express the volume and dimension of your movement unless you are actually seeing it or feeling it yourself. So when we sink the elbow and relax the shoulder, your body is actually moving with it. When we go open and close, the body is opening and closing. So it's an expansion. It's a feeling of filling and emptying. See, that whole concept is in your movement, but it's also in your head. And it's in your eyes because you're tracking it, visualization of those movements. So, all right, we're going to bow and then we'll move on. Ready? Up. Okay, salute.